Hi. Last time we took a look at branching structures and missing leaves, and we were able to solve the problem by adjusting the node growth parameter. Now, there's a similar problem, and I'd like to show you the solution to that one during the next few minutes. Let's say we have branching level 1, and we want to put a second branch component on the top of this first one. So therefore we have to move the second branch component into the fourth position of the parent branch hierarchy. So we have the first one, the profile, the second one, the path. The third one would be for regular child objects. And the fourth position finally is dedicated to objects that should sit on top. If we, for example, would take a cube and move it to the fourth position, it immediately shows up on top of our parent tree. But you'll notice that the second branch component does not show up right here. If we remember the tutorial about Tree-O-phile aliens, you might directly jump to the node growth parameter, which is a good way. So if you drag up the node growth in the right area, which is the top area, then the child object on top should receive growth, but still nada, nothing to see. So why don't we see the tree on top or the branch component on top? Even though we changed the node growth parameter, there is a second parameter which is passed from parent to child, and this is the thickness parameter. You can see thickness is set to 0 at the top of the parent branch component. If we now drag this upwards, then the branch component shows up on top. So now we could go back to the node growth, play with the node growth parameter. Here we are. If we set it to 100%, then the tree on top will be able to fully grow. And now if we go back to the thickness parameter, you can control the thickness of the parent and also of the child object, because the thickness is transferred. So if the thickness right here is set to 0, this is passed to the child object, and so no geometry or infinitely thin geometry is generated. That was the reason why we didn't see anything. Instead of working on the thickness parameter of the parent object, it also would be possible to select the child object, go for the object properties, and turn off the inherit thickness parameter. Now you can see the thickness is not passed on to the child object anymore. If we change the thickness of the parent, no changes are done to the child object on top. So even if we set the thickness to 0, the child object still will be visible. And by the way, you're not only able to turn off inherit thickness, the same also would be true for inherit growth. So if you want the object on top to be independent from the parent object, you can turn off those parameters, and then you can work on thickness and on node growth on the parent object, and the child objects won't be influenced by those changes. So again, no Tree-O-phile aliens stealing branch components. It's a simple parameter, the thickness parameter, which is passed on to the branch component on top. Thanks for watching.